Well, good afternoon, and can you believe it's Sunday again already? Don't know where the time goes to. It's wet and windy outside, but a very warm welcome to church here at ACC. And I say wet and windy, we managed to get away to the Peak District for a couple of days, and I can tell you that was really wet and windy. We went on a planned walk from the hotel that said on the map it's 2.25 miles, and I think they missed the one on the front. When we got back, we were absolutely drenched. But what a fantastic time we had, just walking through the trees and the fields. Absolutely brilliant time.
Yeah, it was, and it was an adventure. Yep. And that's what being on a journey with God is all about. It's an adventure. So in a few minutes, a bit later on, there's somebody from our team who's going to come and share with you a few thoughts with you.
So before then, should we just have a time of worship?
The galaxies, what's a storm upon a raging sea? What is sickness to the one who heals? Even death must kneel, even death must kneel. For the one whose reach is limitless, we're never hidden in the heights or depths. Through the valleys and the wilderness, we are in your hands, we are in your hands. We can walk through fire, and not fear the pain. There's no night, no divide that can separate from your love here with us. You have made a way. There is nothing, nothing is impossible. Yeah. To the one who left the grave behind, what's left too broken that you can't revive? When shadows come and try to steal our faith, we are not afraid, we are not afraid. We can walk through fire, and not fear the pain. There's no night, no divide that can separate from your love here with us. You have made a way. There is nothing, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. The war's already won, the work's already done. What's in our way when nothing is impossible? The war's already won, the work's already done. What's in our way when nothing is impossible? The war's already won, the work's already done. What's in our way when nothing is impossible? Oh, nothing is impossible. Oh, we can walk through fire, and not feel the pain. There's no night, no divide that can separate from your love here with us. You have made a way. There is nothing, yeah. We can walk through fire, and not feel the pain. There's no night, no divide that can separate from your love here with us. You have made a way. There is nothing, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Okay, Harry, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, actually.
Yeah,
It's been quite a busy day, but it's been a good day. And yeah, I'm doing all right. I've got my coffee,
Yeah.
and I'm sat here talking to you, and these
Couldn't be
people are
better.
joining us as well. So what more can we ask for?
Yeah. It's really important to be able to have this opportunity to talk about mental health, isn't it? It's strange days I guess people are struggling with it.
It is strange days, and I suppose this sort of stuff creeps up on us without us knowing, doesn't it? You know, I think sometimes when we just take some time like this, and we look back on our lives, we can see at points, you know, in life where things have got a little bit stressful. We've felt that we're out of control. Yeah. And that affects us all in different ways, doesn't it? I don't know if that's sort of affected you.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, there were lots of different signs, but I only really noticed it once I was sitting at my desk at work, and I just suddenly started crying.
Right. Wow. That's like a real outpouring, isn't
it?
You know,
you know, that critical incident, the breakdown or whatever you want to call it.
And had you not felt things going like building up before that point, or?
I had, and I tried to ignore it, and you shouldn't ignore these things at all, should you? But
it's a man thing, you see, isn't it?
It could well be. It could well be. You know, just toughen up and carry on. But I had been going to work for quite a while with this real terrible feeling in my stomach. You know, just not wanting to go. And I'd noticed actually even if other people had complimented me about my work or whatever, I just kind of teared up and felt very emotional. So these were small signs that something was wrong.
And that's like what you'd expect the opposite, isn't it? Where, you know, if somebody compliments you, you'd think, oh, that's great, as opposed to tearing up about it. You'd think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you? If somebody says, oh, you've not done a really good job, then, you know, the pressure could be on.
Yeah.
But, so I find that really interesting.
I think it was linked with the feelings of me not feeling that I was being able to do everything I wanted to do. And I had all these bad feelings about myself, both at work and at home and stuff like that. So when people gave you a compliment, you know, it just kind of gave, oh wow, someone's seen me, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
If my boss had told me I was doing a rubbish job, then I probably would have gone, oh yeah, you're right, and it wouldn't have been so emotional.
Right. Yeah.
But and so after the breakdown part, the major incident, I really needed to talk it through with someone, and this person helped me to get a bit of perspective. Really, the issue for me was, and it's going to be different for everyone, isn't it? But for me, it was me wanting to be in control of things that I couldn't be in control of.
Right. And I suppose we all find that, don't we? I think when I was, you know, working I was quite busy quite a number of years ago. Maybe 15, 20 years ago. There was one point I remember quite distinctly of like not really wanting to get out of bed, and that's not me. You know, I'm up at 6:30 in the morning, but there was just a very small part of working life where I just felt, you know, if I get out of bed, it all starts again. Yeah. And I suppose that's because the pressure was on. There was a lot of people relying on what I was doing, and just thinking that you can't cope. Yeah. It's as though you were trying to do everything, and you've got really no backup from the people around you. Yeah. Are they expecting more than you think that you can actually provide or achieve?
Yeah. Were they really expecting it, or was that in your mind that they thought that?
I think that might be a good point, that we have a perception, don't we, of how people see us, and what we think that they're expecting of us, and probably not. Probably they weren't expecting what I thought they were expecting, and I suppose as men we have this problem that we don't want to fail, or we don't want to seem to be failing, and that's probably what it was as well, that I probably not coping as well as you thought you ought to be coping, and thinking, well, if I don't get out of bed, it's just going to stop. But that's not the answer, is it? You know, and the fact is that, I mean, my saying, no, I didn't want to get out of bed was probably 10 minutes or half an hour, you know, as much as that. And I do know people have said that, you know, some people will stay in bed all day. But that doesn't make the situation any better, does it? No. You know?
No, it doesn't. But then, I mean, I can relate to that feeling, because once I had that major incident, I was off work for over a month, and I can't even remember really what I did in that month.
Right.
Whether I did actually stay in bed all day, or whether I'd managed to keep the the necessities of taking the kids to school. I can't even remember.
Right.
It's something I haven't.
So,
really
so
talked
during that
to-
time, did you manage to get to talk that through with somebody?
Yeah.
Was
So
that-
work was really good, and booked me an appointment with a counsellor person, and she just looked at how I was feeling and looked at my situation
right.
and identified. I mean, at the time, I didn't think she was doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
She was just asking a few questions, and then I just.
Because I think we are the answer, aren't we? Really, to a great extent. We are our own worst enemies at times.
Just needing someone to be a sounding board, to be able to say, actually, Rob, you're not crazy.
Yeah.
You've got legitimate feelings in what's going on, but maybe you need to think about just the things that you can control.
Right.
Because I was worried about what these people were thinking, and wanting to do this in work, and my boss was saying no, and I was getting frustrated because I thought it was a really good idea. And so things like that. And she just said, well, look, draw a circle, write down the things that you're in control of, and write down on the outside of the circle all the things you're not in control of. And forget about the outside of the circle.
Yeah, concentrate on what's important.
Yeah.
Your family, yourself, your health.
Yeah. Concentrate on things like, well, how are you as a person towards other people? Because that's something you can control. Are you going to be horrible or not? Concentrate on just a few concrete things.
Right. Yeah. And did faith come into this at any point?
Faith was actually part of the problem,
right?
Actually, for me, because I wanted to achieve lots of stuff for God as well.
Right. Okay.
And I didn't feel as if I was matching up to what
His
I thought
expectation.
God expected me to do. And so quite a lot of working it out has been actually, my image of God. Is God this guy who's looking over me, pointing the finger and saying, you could do better? Or is he a God who's enveloping me and encouraging me to do the fun and good stuff that he wants me to do? And I think as Christians we get very caught up in
I suppose this is the difference between like looking at God and then seeing the incarnate God in Jesus and seeing how he was with his friends, the people around him, and saying, this is the guy, and how he wants us to relate to him as the person of Jesus.
Exactly. And looking back, when you look at Jesus, I think you see him as quite a relaxed kind of guy. He goes away and takes breaks, but he doesn't seem to be stressed by all these other people's expectations. And so to have an image of God having all those expectations on you, I think is a bit counterproductive. But at the time, what did help me was listening to some Christian music. I found that my spirit just lifted if I put songs on.
Yeah, I think it's always good. Get in the car or wherever, put on I was going to say a CD, but it used to be in the day. I used to do
Spotify.
that. Used to put a CD on and listen to stuff, but we find it all over the place now, don't we? I tend to have UCB radio on in the car all the time. Some really uplifting stuff, so that's really good.
Brilliant.
So Rob, what just thinking about all this stuff, and there's a lot to think about, isn't there? And that's the thing, isn't it? Do you think you could give some pointers to people as to trying to identify the signs, and that I don't know whether that's like doing things out of the normal, because we have routines, don't we? I know, thinking about myself, I'm a very routine person, and I suppose there must be things that upset the routine.
I think it's really listening to your feelings and not ignoring them, not just kind of saying, oh, I'm feeling anxious, oh, don't be silly, if you're beginning to feel a bit nervous when you're not normally nervous, that's a warning sign. If you're wanting to stay in bed, like you said, when you normally are okay to get out, then that's a warning sign. If like in my case, when I started getting more emotional and stuff, all those warning signs are there. And I think particularly as men, we need to listen to them and not ignore them, and then talk to someone.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a professional. Just find someone you can trust and say, look, I'm beginning to feel like this.
So is that an offer, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I mean,
yeah.
Ollerton Community Church, we try to be there for people.
Yeah.
So send us a message or whatever, and
we'll pop the number and on the screen, and just give us a call. If you are struggling at this moment in time, or you know somebody that's struggling, perhaps they could give us a ring, and we'll see how we can help.
We're not professionals.
No.
So but we'll definitely listen and walk with people as much as we can.
And as you said, it's as much about hearing those, hearing the signs, really, isn't it? Sort of, and then allowing us to see them in ourselves. So thanks, Rob. It's been great this morning.
Cheers.
Thank you.
I just want to speak the name of Jesus over every heart and every mind, 'cause I know there is peace within your presence. I speak Jesus. I just want to speak the name of Jesus till every dark addiction starts to break, declaring there is hope and there is freedom. I speak Jesus, 'cause your name is power, your name is healing, your name is life. Break every stronghold, shine through the shadows, burn like a fire. I just want to speak the name of Jesus over fear and all anxiety, to every soul held captive by depression. I speak Jesus. Your name is power, your name is healing, your name is life. Break every stronghold, shine through the shadows, burn like a fire. Shout Jesus from the mountains, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, Jesus for my family. I speak the holy name, Jesus. Shout Jesus from the mountains, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, Jesus for my family. I speak the holy name, Jesus. Shout Jesus from the mountains and Jesus in the streets. wanna speak the name of Jesus over every heart and every mind. 'Cause I know there is peace within His presence. I speak Jesus.